America's history is written in its towns. From colonial settlements to battlefields and gold rush towns, every corner of the country holds a story. Some towns have preserved their past so well that walking through their streets feels like stepping back in time. These places offer more than just historic buildings, they provide an experience, a glimpse into the lives of those who built the nation. Here are 20 historic towns in America you must visit to relive the past and see history come alive. Number 1. St. Augustine, Florida. Founded in 1565, St. Augustine is the oldest continuously inhabited European settlement in the U.S. This Spanish-influenced town is home to the Castillo de San Marcos, a massive 17th-century stone fortress that still stands strong today. Walk along the cobblestone streets, visit the Fountain of Youth, and explore charming old buildings that date back centuries. Number 2. Williamsburg, Virginia. If you want to experience colonial America, Williamsburg is the place to be. This town is a living history museum where costumed interpreters bring the 18th century to life. You can visit authentic taverns, see blacksmiths at work, and even listen to debates about independence in the streets. It's part of Virginia's historic triangle, along with Jamestown and Yorktown, making it a must-visit for history lovers. Number 3. Boston, Massachusetts. Boston is where the American Revolution began. The Freedom Trail takes you through 16 historic sites, including Paul Revere's house, the site of the Boston Massacre, and the Old North Church. You can also visit Faneuil Hall, where revolutionaries once gathered to discuss their fight for freedom. With its blend of history, modern culture, and charming old streets, Boston is one of the most significant historic cities in America. Number 4. Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is known for its well-preserved antebellum architecture, historic plantations, and cobblestone streets. The town played a major role in both the American Revolution and the Civil War. You can visit Fort Sumter, where the first shots of the Civil War were fired, or take a stroll through Rainbow Row, a series of colorful 18th-century homes. The city's charm, history, and hospitality make it unforgettable. Number 5. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans is unlike any other city in America. Founded by the French in 1718, it has a unique mix of French, Spanish, and Creole influences. The French Quarter, with its wrought iron balconies and lively music scene, is a must-see. The city also played a significant role in the War of 1812 and the Civil War. With its jazz music, ghost stories, and historic cemeteries, New Orleans is a city that truly feels alive with history. Number 6. San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is home to one of the most famous sites in American history, the Alamo. This 18th-century Spanish mission was the site of the legendary 1836 battle for Texas independence. The San Antonio Mission's National Historical Park, which includes 4 additional Spanish missions, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Stroll along the Riverwalk, visit historic sites, and experience Texas history firsthand. Number 7. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is where America was born. It was here that the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were signed. Visit Independence Hall, see the Liberty Bell, and walk the streets where Benjamin Franklin once lived. With its old colonial homes and Revolutionary War landmarks, Philly is a must-visit for anyone interested in America's founding. Number 8. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Founded in 1610, Santa Fe is the oldest capital city in the U.S. The town's pueblo-style architecture, historic plazas, and Spanish missions make it one of the most unique historic towns in the country. The San Miguel Mission, built in the early 1600s, is one of the oldest churches in the U.S. Santa Fe's blend of Native American, Spanish, and Mexican heritage makes it a fascinating place to explore. Number 9. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah is one of the best-preserved historic towns in America, known for its oak-lined streets, historic mansions, and ghost stories. The Savannah Historic District is filled with 22 public squares, beautiful parks, and centuries-old architecture. From Revolutionary War sites to Civil War landmarks, Savannah's history is everywhere you look. Number 10. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The Battle of Gettysburg, one of the most decisive battles of the Civil War, was fought here in 1863. Today, Gettysburg National Military Park preserves the battlefield with miles of trails, guided tours, and reenactments that bring the battle to life. Visitors can walk through the Soldiers' National Cemetery, where President Lincoln delivered his famous Gettysburg Address. The town itself still holds onto its 19th century charm, with historic inns, museums, and Civil War-era homes that transport visitors back in time. 11. Plymouth, Massachusetts. Plymouth is where the Pilgrims landed in 1620 and established one of the first English settlements in America. The town's most famous attraction is Plymouth Rock, the symbolic landing place of the Mayflower passengers. You can visit a full-scale replica of the Mayflower, explore Plymouth Patuxent Museums, a living history site where actors reenact 17th century colonial life, and tour historic buildings that give a glimpse into early American struggles and triumphs. 12. Annapolis, Maryland. Annapolis, the capital of Maryland, is a well-preserved colonial town with a rich maritime history. Walking through the historic district, you'll see 18th century brick houses, cobblestone streets, and landmarks like the Maryland State House, which was once the temporary capital of the U.S. Home to the prestigious U.S. Naval Academy, Annapolis has a deep connection to American military history. The city's waterfront location and historic charm make it a picturesque and fascinating place to visit. 13. Richmond, Virginia. Richmond played a major role in American history as the capital of the Confederacy during the Civil War. The city has numerous historic sites, including the American Civil War Museum, the White House of the Confederacy, and Hollywood Cemetery, where many Confederate leaders and U.S. presidents are buried. One of the most famous locations is St. John's Church, where Patrick Henry delivered his powerful "Give me liberty or give me death" speech in 1775. Richmond combines deep history with modern energy, making it a must-visit for history lovers. Number 14. Deadwood, South Dakota. Deadwood is a legendary Wild West town that boomed during the Black Hills Gold Rush of the 1870s. This lawless frontier town was once home to infamous figures like Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane. The entire town is a National Historic Landmark, with preserved saloons, historic buildings, and museums that showcase life in the Old West. Visitors can watch gunfight reenactments, tour the Adams Museum, and even visit Mount Moriah Cemetery, where Wild Bill and Calamity Jane are buried. It's one of the most authentic and exciting places to relive the Wild West era. Number 15. Salem, Massachusetts. Salem is infamous for the 1692 witch trials, which led to the execution of 20 people accused of witchcraft. While the town embraces its eerie past with ghost tours and Halloween celebrations, Salem's history goes far beyond the trials. It was also a major colonial trade hub, and many of its 18th century homes and maritime landmarks are still intact. The House of the Seven Gables, made famous by Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, and the Salem Witch Museum are two of the town's most popular historic sites. 16. Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Harper's Ferry is a small town with huge historical significance. It was the site of John Brown's raid in 1859, an event that intensified tensions leading up to the Civil War. Today, the Harper's Ferry National Historical Park preserves 19th century buildings, Civil War sites, and breathtaking views of the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers. Visitors can explore the town's stone streets, historic homes, and museums, or hike up to Jefferson Rock, where Thomas Jefferson once stood and declared the view worth a voyage across the Atlantic. 17. Natchez, Mississippi. Natchez is home to some of the best preserved antebellum mansions in the South, with over 600 historic homes and buildings from before the Civil War. The town was once a thriving port city on the Mississippi River, and many of its grand estates remain open for tours. Highlights include Longwood, Stanton Hall, and Rosalie Mansion, showcasing the opulence of Southern plantation life. Natchez also offers scenic river views and a deep dive into African American and Native American history. Number 18. Nantucket, Massachusetts. This small island town was once the whaling capital of the world. In the 19th century, Nantucket's whalers sailed the globe, and their wealth is still reflected in the beautifully preserved historic homes and cobblestone streets. Today, Nantucket is a charming coastal escape, with historic lighthouses, museums, and the Whaling Museum, which tells the story of the island's maritime past. Walking through the town feels like stepping into a classic New England postcard. 19. Galena, Illinois. Galena is one of the most perfectly preserved 19th century towns in the Midwest. It was once a booming lead mining town, and Ulysses S. Grant lived here before becoming a Civil War general and U.S. president. The town's main street is lined with well-preserved 1800s buildings, and you can tour Grant's home, visit the Galena History Museum, or take a historic trolley ride. With rolling hills and scenic views, Galena is both a historic and picturesque getaway. Number 20. Taos, New Mexico. Taos is home to one of the oldest continuously inhabited communities in North America. Taos Pueblo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has been home to Native American tribes for over 1,000 years. The multi-story adobe buildings, constructed from mud and straw, still house residents today. In addition to its Native American heritage, Taos was also an important Spanish colonial settlement. The town is filled with historic churches, art galleries, and unique architecture that reflect its mix of Native, Spanish, and American cultures. Hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe.